All right, shalom, shalom. All praises, glory, and honor be to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rechak Kodash, double honors to my elders and apostles, a great millstone, which are the men that rule well and who taught us the truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect, as always. All right, and I just wanted to make this lesson a little one. The title will be "We Are Here to Be Humble and Teach," which the inspiration for this lesson comes from just the things that's going on right now within Israel, man. You got a lot of people talking, this dude down in Mississippi with his camp, man, that left or was kicked out of Great Millstone, man, teaching all different things now, man. At one point, he was a well-respected, all right, man in the camp, man, and is going off the rails, man. And it's a scary thing to have to witness, because I personally, like most younger brothers in the faith have, we, came up watching his lessons and things like that. And, truth be told, man, for we ought to keep what I'm about to read here. That's what we ought to keep in mind, man. We just got to remember to be humble and to teach, Don't come in with the mindset of being some super duper Israelite. All right, don't come in with the mindset of, man, I'm gonna come in this and be a high priest and, all that stuff. Nah, you don't want to do that, because that's when you get puffed up. Scriptures talk about knowledge puffing up. Nah, remain humble, man. All right, you want to grow in this thing, of course, but you want to stick within your lot, meaning these are things that you're going to learn over time on your own. I can't even tell you certain things. It's only something that you're going to know. Your growth is going to be according to your measure and according to what the Lord puts you through. But nonetheless, man, I can read the scriptures and help young brothers better prepare, younger brothers, I'll say, because I myself am a young brother in the faith, man, that, I got some, I got a few years of experience myself, man, and I can talk to brothers that are up and coming, because I've been, at one point I was up and coming, and just learning how to maneuver in this thing, Now I'm, starting to get the hang of it, man. Because Satan throws these different tricks at you, and you at first you barely can handle it, But then you grow to a point where you can, and when you see these different men that are no longer with us, and at one point they was teaching the truth, now they're teaching something else. Hey, man, to prevent that. It's within the scriptures on how to prevent that, man. It's within the scriptures on how to avoid that. All right, and I'm going to start off in Sirach, and I'm going to go to 2 Peter, the first chapter, and that's all I'm going to read, man. But I'm going to start off in Sirach 3, because you want to keep your mind occupied in the things that's right, You don't want to be that guy that's, so puffed up that now no one could tell you nothing. Now no one can rebuke you. No one could tell you, yo, that's off, So I'm going to start off verse 19 in Sirach 3. Many are in high place and of renown, but mysteries are revealed unto the meek. Right. So the mysteries of Yahweh Shem Yahshua are given to the lowly. That's what meek means. Right. For the power of the Lord is great, and he is honored of the lowly. Right. Humility again. That's the main topic. Right. We're going to honor Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Right. It says, seek not out things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength. Right. And that's what those men are doing, man. Because now all of a sudden they're part of the 12 reincarnated and, all this other stuff that no point in really even getting into. You got other camps saying other things. I think one of them now thinks he's King David, and that's been debunked many a times. Ain't nobody out here right now as King David, man. Okay? It says, yeah, seek not out things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength. Right? For you to start saying, oh, I'm this person, that's above your strength, because the scriptures say that there's no remembrance of former things. We don't remember who we are when we come back. All right. So you can't claim to be, anybody. Can't claim to be this, definitely can't claim to be King David. You can't claim to be a certain apostle, because the scripture says no remembrance of former things. We don't know who we are. We'll know later. If we were someone important, but nonetheless, man, don't seek the things that are above your strength, man, and that's important for you young brothers to know that, man, for you up and coming brothers, man, that, stick within your lot, even certain things like that doesn't have to do anything with that. Like, even when learning about these secret societies that Esau got, you don't even want to go too far deep into that, because that could take you down a rabbit hole you don't want to go down. It says, but what is commanded thee, think thereupon with reverence, for it is not needful for thee to see with thine eyes the things that are in secret. Yeah, there's certain secrets that you shouldn't be digging up, that the Lord will give to you later. That's one thing I understood coming up. I always learned this from the brothers above me, that there are certain things that your eyes and ears just aren't ready for, certain breakdowns your eyes and ears aren't ready for. Leave it to the priest, right? You don't want to be that guy that is, you think you're deep because you learn some breakdowns, and then you realize, like, hold up, man, I only know the breakdown, I don't understand it, right? You don't want to be that. You want to know, of course, you want to know certain things, certain breakdowns, but you don't want to, play the ball game where you're tiptoeing it, around certain breakdowns because you don't fully understand the breakdown yet. You don't want to be that guy. You don't want to teach about, like, World War III if you're not ready for that. If you don't know exactly what you're talking about or where to look to in the scriptures on certain things like that, right? So it says, for it is not needful for thee to see with thine eyes the things that are in secret, right? There's certain secrets that you just don't need to see yet. You're not ready for that, right? Be not curious in unnecessary matters, for more things are showed unto thee than men understand, right? What you have now is more than enough, Understanding that you're an Israelite, being able to break that down, that's a lot more than what you think, and you don't even fully understand that yet. You still got a lot of learning to do in that realm, right? Be not curious in unnecessary matter. Or I read that. Verse 24, for many are deceived. Now here's the point. Many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion hath overthrown their judgment. That's why now you got niggas saying that they King David. Oh, okay, but you got a lineup, but you teaching the wrong doctrine. You definitely not King David being unrighteous. Got that one dude with the slingshot talk about he King David, and his breakdown was on why he is, his claim to being King David was ridiculous. That's a perfect example of an evil suspicion hath overthrown their judgment. Now you got this dude in Mississippi, saying that the man, I don't even like to repeat what they said, saying certain important men in Israel are going to pass away on this day, and if not, he's a false prophet. Which, what are you going to do when the 25th comes? Because that's what he said. You full of smoke, like you said. You bullshitting, man. Ain't no future in your fronting like that song, man. It says, for many are deceived by their own vain opinion. Yes, man, those guys are vain, man. They're empty. Now, they're empty. They teaching weird stuff. Not you can smoke weed now and all this other weird. Oh man, it's painful to watch, I try to stay away from the little snippets brother said, but the shit they be saying, god damn, it's ridiculous. And an evil suspicion hath overthrown the judgment. You don't want to be that guy, man, because then you get too puffed up. Now you know things that you wasn't supposed to know. Well, I want to say you want to know things you wasn't supposed to know, but you get too deep into something, and now you think you know more than the head of your camp, and now you cursing everybody out. Now you this, now you that. You're deceived by your own vain opinion. You don't want to be that. This is what you want to do. Salakia. 2 Peter 1:4. Whereby are given unto us exceeding great and precious promises, that by these ye might be partakers of the divine nature, having escaped the corruption that is in the world through lust. Right? Which we were given this truth, man. And we escaped the corruption of this world. All right, Lord's will we fully do, because we need our bodies changed to actually fully, escape these things, right? It says, and beside this, giving all diligence, add to your faith, because we were given this faith. That's the most important thing, one of the most important things he was given. Because, faith is the beginning of this all that we're going through right now, believing and knowing that we're Israelites, okay? It started with faith. You didn't know, it's not something that, is tangible, there's no real physical evidence, so to speak. It's through faith. Well, now, you got physical evidence coming out, but when you first heard this thing, it was through faith and you believed, right? So it says, add to your faith virtue, and all these words I'm going to read, you should look up, as I will on my own as well. I've already done it, but it's always good to revisit these foundation. These are foundation scriptures, we call them, You know, these are attributes that you should be praying for and asking for. And I know I do, to the best of my ability, of course, these are the attributes we need for salvation right here. Apostle Peter gave us the answers, man. Okay? And beside this, giving all diligence, add to your faith virtue, and to virtue knowledge, and to knowledge temperance. Which virtue, I believe it means righteousness, basically. Knowledge means to know. Temperance is like self-control. Patience means to let me read it first. And to not verse 6, and to knowledge temperance, and to temperance patience, and to patience godliness, and to godliness brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness charity. Temperance is self-control. Patience is long-suffering, being able to power through and go through whatever you're going through, right? And godliness, I believe, is also like a form of like righteousness, if I'm not mistaken, all right? And to godliness, brotherly kindness, which is that brotherly love, and to brotherly kindness, charity. Charity is doing this work, man. We're doing the work of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, okay? Teaching and preaching, man, and just being a brother. That's what you want to do. You pass the knowledge to your brother, which is what I'm doing right now. This is my work of charity. All right, taking time out the day to make this lesson for you young brothers, man, for you brothers and sisters out there, man. Okay. Verse 8, for if these things be in you and abound, they make you that ye shall neither be barren nor unfruitful in the knowledge of our Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach, right? Because we don't want to be barren. We don't want to be unfruitful. We want these attributes to abound within us to make us to grow in this truth and this faith, right? It says, but he that lacketh these things is blind and cannot see afar off, and hath forgotten that he was purged from his old sins. And that's what happens to people when they leave this thing. They forgot, about this. They forgot what this was really about. It had nothing to do with how much you knew. It had nothing to do with how many breakdowns you know. And, now you think you know more than the apostles, which is ridiculous. It's impossible to know more than them because we'll never be able to put in the 30 plus years that they have. Even brothers that came in 07, they still haven't hit the 30-year mark. You know what I mean? So there's no reason for any of us to be puffed up. Now we know it's prophecy, certain men crept in unawares, but nonetheless, man, as a rebuke to ourselves, man, to remember, man, no matter how much we know, we'll never know more than our spiritual fathers. Man, let's never forget what we came in here to do. We came in here to be charitable, to be servants, okay? Serve the body of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. We ain't come into this to become chief high priest jigaboo, We ain't come into this for that, man. We came in here to work, to be servants, to be under somebody that knows more than you, okay, and has more experience. Just because you come in the faith and you already know a lot, you've been studying for 2 years before you started coming out to your camp, that don't mean nothing, man. And when I say it don't mean nothing, I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean it in a way where you don't have any life experience. Okay, you know the breakdowns, but can you fight demons that the Lord hasn't put you through yet? No. You don't have certain experiences. You don't have experience dealing with scoffers on the street. You don't have experience teaching in front of a camera. You don't have experience, because it's one thing to learn a breakdown in your crib. It's another to go out and teach it on the highway. Especially we teach here in the inner city, man. It can get pretty ugly out here, man. Like, for real, Those are certain things that us men that have been, and especially our elders, I don't even want to put myself in that category. But, now that I've, been teaching for some years out here, man, it's another world to be out there and actually teach it yourself in front of the camera and with people and, different people looking at you and running into crazies and derelicts and scoffers and it's that experience is something that you can only get through going through it. It's not something you can learn at your house. We came in here we came in here to preach Yahweh Shai crucified, man. All right. It says, verse 10, wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fall. Right. If you do all the things that Apostle Peter mentioned, man, he said you ain't going to fall. And we believe that, man. All right. We're going to take under that. We're going to apply it. Okay. Like I said, man, we came into this thing to be humble. Came into this just be humble and preach and grow. All right. Don't lose sight of that. All right. And I'm saying that to myself as well, man. I don't want to lose sight of what we came in here to do. We came in here to be charitable, to be a brother. All right. To serve Yahweh Hashem Yahushai with fear and rejoice with trembling. All right, so hey man, just be humble and teach. Call Allah Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Hashem Chakadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles, a great millstone, which are the men that rule well and taught us his truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect. Shalom.